everyone, Nick Kratikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and today you're watching me on Bowdabra, and we have a whole slew of ribbons on my table, and we're going to be creating lots of bows today. So we're also going to be making kind of a little swag using some greenery towards the right of me, along with some of those ornaments, so stick around. I think that's going to turn out really cute. So again, just a mix match of Christmas ribbon. We also have a little bit of fall or year-round or Christmas ribbon as well. So we're going to be dealing with, several different bows today. So as you guys come in, if you don't mind letting us know where you're watching from, and also stick around for the final 5 minutes of this video, because Bowdabra will be giving away a free roll of scrunchy ribbon, so definitely stick around. So comment down below that you would like to win, and who knows, you might just be our lucky winner tonight. Over the last few weeks, lots of our winners, both on Nick's Seasonal Decor as well as Bowdabra, have been surprised because they said they haven't won anything, and Dad actually read a few of those comments to me. So, we never know who's lucky for the day, I guess. I don't know how to put it into words. But here we have our Bowdabra. So what I just did is I cut a length of our Bowdabra wire. And Dad's behind the camera today, so be sure to say hi to Dad. We have this wire, and it's a 100-yard spool, and it comes in either gold or silver, and it's a Bowdabra wire. And what I've done, which is just cut a length of wire. So I often cut it longer than I anticipate on needing, simply because it's better to have excess than not enough. It's a 100-yard spool, so if you're throwing out, a few inches here and there, it's not going to make a huge difference. But if you're short a piece of wire, it can get real annoying real fast. So I'm just going to take our wire, place it in the little slit on the top of our Bowdabra, and tuck in our wires underneath, just like that. Very simple. So let's see, what do we want to create for our first bow? So last week I got a lot of questions asking about how to incorporate ribbon with tails that is kind of one-sided, the print's kind of going in one direction. So I talked about, often when we cut tails for our ribbon, we just cut them in one long length like this, pinch in the middle, and have our tails going downwards. But do you notice what's happening here, Dad? If I pinch here and here we have our tails, do you see what happened?
Both sides are the same now. But nope, upside down. Huh?
One's upside down.
Yeah, upside down.
We've got to kind of compensate for that. So what I like to do is I like to just cut a length of our ribbon like that. And, usually we just do one quick cut. But today we're going to need two because this ribbon, we want to make sure that the deer are facing, upright and not upside down. So here we just have our two tails. Make sure that you place them one on top of another, making sure they're going in the same direction like that. And then we can take our ribbons that we stacked and place them into our Bowdabra. So also, you guys, if you don't mind giving this video a like and a share, I greatly appreciate it. And for the rest of the month, you will see me here every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern on Bowdabra's page. So now what we did is we just took our ribbon, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to place it into our Bowdabra. Notice that I have about, half an inch of an overhang? About half an inch. And the reason for that is in case our wire gives out or pipe cleaner or whatever your method of securing your bow together fails, you still have a little bit of ribbon kind of keeping it from falling apart. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pinch 180 degrees. So what that means is I'm just going to take my ribbon and reverse it so that we have the back side facing up. And you might be wondering, why are you having the back side facing up? But when we gather our ribbon again, what ends up happening is the side we want revealed is facing forward. So with every tool in your shop, you guys, you're going to have to figure out a way to work your tool for in the best way possible for yourself. So keep that in mind. I like to rotate my Bowdabra rather than rotate my ribbon.
Hi, everybody. Yes, Pamela, thank you very much. She had a great birthday. Thank you.
Awesome, Pamela. Happy birthday.
No, for Alex.
Oh, for Alex. Yeah, Alex's birthday's today, you guys. Be sure to say happy birthday to her. She will be live later on tonight with me on my page. But she turned 25 years old today, Dad.
Don't say that too often.
Don't say
Makes
that.
me feel old. Where'd the years go?
You have a 26-year-old, right? Steven's
a 25-year-old.
Now I'm 22. All of your kids are all old. All right, so we're just going to repeat that process over and over again. So as many tails as you would like and as many loops as you would like. The fun thing about bows is that they're totally customizable. So if there's something that you like the best by having lots of loops or varied sizes, you guys can totally customize it to your liking. And since this is a traditional ribbon, isn't that a pretty ribbon though, you guys? Something different.
Look a pretty ribbon, yeah.
It looks like a shirt, like a flannel. So we have, I think that should be enough loops. Let's just do one more for the sake of it. How's that sound?
You're right, Karen. We're still young. I feel you. I might not look young, but I feel it.
All right, so now I'm just going to compress it. So the Bowdabra does come with a wand to compress your ribbon. And what I like to do, you guys, is I just press my ribbons down. So you're going to have to find the best way to work your Bowdabra for yourselves.
What size ribbon is that, Nick?
This is a 1.5 inch ribbon.
1.5 inch ribbon, Barbara.
So now what I'm going to do, since we folded our wire in half, see how we have a kind of a loop on one side? And then we have two separate wires on the other side. Doesn't matter which side you take it to. You can take that way or this way. Doesn't matter. Just bring it to one side. Pull it through the loop, like that, and then you can take it out of your Bowdabra. Now what we gotta do is create a couple knots, and I like to secure my bow 3 times, sometimes even 4 times if, you know, it kind of makes me weary. That way we know our wire's not going anywhere and it's not gonna fall apart. So that's our second knot. Let's create a third just for protection, like that. Now what we can do is pull our tails down, and the most important step with bow making, you guys, most important step, you can follow all the steps perfectly, but you won't have a beautiful bow unless you fluff. So this is a wired ribbon, and stick around next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We will be live on Bowdabra, and I will be creating several bows using non-wired ribbon. So I know a lot of you guys have been asking about it. I don't frequently use it. The only time I really use it is in fresh floral designs, sometimes, and also at Christmas time with my non-wired velvet. So we're going to create some bows using non-wired ribbon next week. How's that sound? All right, so we have a traditional bow, and I'm really taking my time tonight, you guys. So I'm not used to this, but I really want to walk you guys step by step and really get you guys to understand every single thing that I'm doing. So just give it a quick fluff. You can fluff it once it's attached to your wreath or whatever you decide to, you know, attach it to. And now, as you can see the two tails down below, how they're facing upwards?
Yep.
Good. So now they're not upside down. So that was a question. Hopefully I answered that for lots of you guys from last week. But now what we're going to do is we're going to cut another length of wire.
Bowdabra wire.
Bowdabra wire, that's right. So it comes in a 100-yard spool. Let me just put this in and I'll show you guys exactly what it looks like. Just tucking the wire underneath. And here's what the wire looks like. So 100 yards, that's 300 feet, you guys. That should be lasting you a while.
And it comes in silver and gold, I believe, right?
Silver and gold. And
yep.
I've probably made 150 bows using that wire, so it definitely lasts a long time. But the next ribbon I thought we would do is kind of another traditional...
That looks like a flannel shirt. I like that.
This one, feel it. It has like that flannel texture to it, which is really nice. Yeah. I really like that ribbon.
I'm going to reach over, guys, and feel it. Where is it? Oh, that's nice, huh?
It's a nice ribbon. So this came from Hobby Lobby. So, you know, for 90% of the ribbons, I don't really purchase them. I'm not the biggest fan of it. You know, you don't necessarily have to work with high quality ribbons. So if you guys just have rolls of ribbon lying around your shops, put them to use. You know, it'll turn out beautiful. But now what we'll do, let's do a completely different bow. Let's do a bow with a bunch of tails kind of cascading down below. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut lots of tails like that, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take our loop, I already placed a wire in our Bowdabra, and place it into our Bowdabra like that. So we're going to have all of our loops on one side and all of our tails on the other side. And I actually think, let me know what you guys think. Give this video a like if you want to see me create some things for our door handles. I think that'd be kind of cool to have kind of a little bow on a door handle. Of course, if it's a door that you use quite frequently, you're probably not going to want to have it underneath. But I know in our house, we have lots of doors that we just very rarely open. Right, Dad?
Yep.
Lots of closet doors that don't get open. And just little touches of Christmas everywhere, you guys. That's what it's all about. And I know lots of you guys can agree with me on that. So Pamela asks, Nick, when you cut the final bow, how do you hide the cut piece? Even after fluffing, I can still see it. What am I doing wrong? So Pamela, I very rarely see it. And I cut mine sometimes 1/2 inch to maybe even 3/4 of an inch. So what I'm thinking the issue with your bows is that either you're not adding enough loops or you're cutting it too long. So if you're adding more loops, you can fluff your ribbon so that you don't see them nearly as much. But it's all about the fluffing, you guys. It really is. That's how you hide everything. So we've added 3 loops to this bow. We can decide if we want more, but I'm thinking 3 will be enough just to create a different bow. Not every bow is going to be everybody's favorite. You know, that's something I learned, you know, through trial and error, is that something that you may absolutely love, other people will not like. So this, I think, would be kind of something fun for a door handle. Take it out of our Bowdabra and secure from behind.
Nick, can you make a funky bow using the Bowdabra?
You certainly can. That's what we're going to do next, so In 1 second, we'll be creating a funky bow. So now we have a bunch of tails cascading down below. And what we can do is we can dovetail those tails, or another option we can do is we can take them, and this is actually one of my personal favorites over the last several months. I just like taking them and curling them up. Makes it a little bit easier not having to dovetail, and kind of creates a whimsical look to your bows. So we're using a traditional ribbon, but we're adding a kind of a whimsical touch by kind of curling the ends. Very easy. Nothing has to be complicated, you guys. So again, make sure to comment down below that you'd like to win. And you could be potentially our winner tonight for a free roll of scrunchy ribbon.
Scrunchy ribbon.
Exactly. So Bowdabra also has a design page as well, the design gallery. So definitely check that out, where lots of people post all of their bows that they've made and designs they've made using their Bowdabra. And also be sure to give Bowdabra a like and a follow as well. And if you're new to my page, I am Nick of Nick's Seasonal Decor. But isn't that kind of cute? Something different.
Something different, yeah.
You can just stick that to a doorknob, kind of position the tails, and if you're never going through that door, kind of creates a subtle Christmas touch. I'm a big believer in having a little Christmas spirit in every single room, and that includes the bathroom, you guys. Add a reindeer, add a little Christmas tree, add some ornaments, add something to your bathrooms. So you're going to be seeing a whole slew of different Christmas ideas in every room. That's my goal this year, is to have every room decorated for Christmas. If we can get our house in order, which seems like we can never do. But now we're going to do a funky bow as requested. So we're going to take this ribbon, and I have a 2.5 inch, and all of the ribbon we've worked with so far is 1.5. But we're going to work in a 2.5 inch candy cane and a 1.5 inch polka dot. And can you tell what texture this polka dot is, Dad?
I can't tell from behind the camera. Velvet, is it?
Yep, it's a red velvet ribbon, which I really like. I'm a huge fan of velvet.
I like the polka dots.
And I guess it's good that I'm a fan of velvet, because we use hundreds, if not thousands of yards every Christmas time. So now what we're going to do is start with our 2.5 inch ribbon, and I'm going to create a loop. That tail's a little bit long. I want tails about 6 to 8 inches, maybe even slightly smaller. It doesn't have to be super long, because we're going to add this to a swag. Kind of in a regular shaped swag. So give this video a like if you guys can't wait to see a simple swag being made. As I said before, you guys can be as complex or as simple as you would like. Now we'll come back in with our 1.5 inch ribbon, and I'm just going to layer that one on top of another. And I think that creates a really cool effect by doing that. Especially when you have kind of varied sizes like this, working in a 1.5 inch and a 2.5 inch. Cut off our tail on the other side. And also, what do you guys think of my new white table? I don't remember if we had the white table last week. I think we did,
I think you did, yeah. Alex painted it last week, right?
Wow, time flies. I think so, but I really like it. I think it definitely showcases everything that we do so much nicer. Come back in with another 2.5 inch ribbon.
Everybody would love to win.
Oh, you know what we're actually going to do? Makes it so much easier, you guys. Watch this. We're going to take this, and you guys can cut them all to start off with, like that's what I was trying to do, but another simple way that I actually like to use my Bowdabra is to cut them as we work them in. So I know lots of people actually like to cut them ahead of time, which is really easy. So if you're making lots and lots of bows, what you can do is cut all of your ribbon, kind of doing what I did there, kind of measuring them out, or you guys can do what I like to do. So there's so many different options with the Bowdabra and with bow making in general. So just because it works for one person doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So we'll show you guys both options. We're going to take our Bowdabra, take our wire, place it in our Bowdabra, and you have two different options. Here's a pre-cut piece. What you can do is you can place a tail, and for tails, I'm not going to give you guys measurements, because I honestly create them so drastically different that if I gave measurements, it just wouldn't make sense. So you guys can go as far out or as close together as possible, or as to your liking. So I'm just going to place one piece like that. One piece is a little bit smaller. Now we can come back in with another pre-cut piece, and after this I'll show you guys how I use my Bowdabra for a funky bow. So you can take this and you can place it in like that. So that's another option, actually, instead of placing them individually. But my favorite way of doing this, and I see over 500 people, thank you guys for tuning in. My favorite way of adding ribbon into our Bowdabra is to take it, place it in like that. And I'm going to do it slow for you guys, but I can crank these bad boys out really quickly. Place it in like that, and then cut it off. So,
hi, Marianne. Happy birthday tomorrow.
Happy early birthday, Marianne. Do we have any September birthdays in the comments section? Let us know if you guys have a September birthday. Maybe that'll be our new engaging question. Everybody loves their birthdays. So
Not when you get older.
I know. So lots of you guys were interested to see what I bought Alex. I bought her a couple of rings. I think I bought her a total of 4 rings, and she loved them. And I think they're really pretty. Alex is definitely a silver girl over gold, which I honestly am too. I like silver much better than gold. But yeah, so I got her the rings, and then I got her some scratch tickets. We're a big scratch ticket family. And then, as a last-minute surprise, I know she loves soft serve ice cream, so I ended up just taking her probably 10 minutes before this video down the street to get a soft serve. That was probably the most exciting part for her, was getting an ice cream instead of the rings. So I guess I could have saved a lot more money just buying a bunch of ice creams for her. One last loop. This is our final piece of ribbon.
Samantha said mine was yesterday. We had September 8th, September 23rd. Well, happy birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday, you guys. Over 600 people now. Thank you all for tuning in. So what we're going to do now is take our wire, bring it to one side. Doesn't matter which side. So this time we're bringing our 2 raw edges of wire to the loop, pulling it together, taking it out of our Bowdabra. And also, you guys, if these videos are inspirational, hopefully, give you guys a few tips and pointers for bow making, let me know. I can't tell you guys how much it means when you guys, show your support and let me know you enjoy these tutorials. It just gives us the motivation to continue making lots and lots of these videos for you guys. So if you enjoy this content, be sure to let us know. But now what I'm doing is, what, Dad? Let's see if he remembers.
Dovetailing.
Yep, you couldn't forget that by now. So I'm taking our ribbon, folding it in half, and cutting from the middle out towards the wired edge. And that just reveals a nice dovetail. See how much more professional looking that looks? So I just like to do that to all of my tails. So it does take an extra second or two, but it's well worth it.
Yes, there is a giveaway. Bowdabra is giving away a roll of scrunchy ribbon tonight, so make sure you say you want to win.
Exactly. All right, so we'll keep dovetailing. Almost 700 people. Thank you, guys. So we have a couple tails left, and then we'll attach this to a quick and easy swag. Nothing complicated tonight. And then hopefully we have some extra time for some more bows. We have a couple pieces left to dovetail. I think this is it, but Dad, what happens whenever I finish dovetailing?
You find another one that needs to be done.
I always find one that I miss. So before we even fluff that, I'm going to put it to the side for now. And what we're actually going to do is kind of start constructing our swag. So here we have a pine spray. This came from Hobby Lobby, and it has some of my favorite greenery. So I actually use this a lot in my wreaths. So if you guys are a follower of mine on Nick's Seasonal Decor, let me know if you guys have seen this branch before, this white pine branch, because I use it all the time. Okay. So we can just take a couple pieces of garland like that, greenery like that. Then we can take some of this. This is actually my favorite, and I was lucky enough to find a couple more the other day. Stores are just selling out of Christmas like crazy, as I am. You guys have been buying wreaths like crazy off of me, so thank you guys for that as well. But now we're just going to take some of this juniper, place it into our swag like that, and that should be enough for the time being. And we can either take our Bowdabra wire or a pipe cleaner or a zip tie to secure this. But I'm just going to take some Bowdabra wire because it's right in front of me. So just take some of this wire and secure our swag. So this would be pretty as a centerpiece in the table. I think that would look really pretty, actually. So just taking it and securing it together.
It's a cool idea. I like that.
Just like that. All right. So that's one wire. And see how strong that is already? Just using one piece of Bowdabra wire. So I think this would look pretty as a centerpiece too, but I guess we'll see in the end. Now what we're going to do is take that pretty bow that we just made, this candy cane bow, and let me know what you guys think of candy cane colors. I think it's really pretty. In years past, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I'm a little less whimsical than a lot of you guys, but my dad loves whimsical designs and kind of colorful and cheerful things. I like things to be a little bit more muted, a little bit more toned down.
I love this stuff.
I really like the candy cane print too. So now we have our second wire, which is just going to secure it even more. And you guys can cover up the back if you would like, but in all honesty, you're really not going to see it anyway, especially if you're making this for your own home. If you are a designer that sells your designs, always put in the extra effort. Make sure your backs of your designs are, really nice and clean and crisp. No wire showing. Add some extra greenery behind. But if this is for your own home, what people see is all that's important, and what you see is all that's important. So you don't have to be too meticulous for your own home. All right, simple little swag. And we can constantly fluff that non-stop. You guys know how I am when it comes to fluffing. We can also take a few of these little red ornaments and kind of have them protruding out and kind of making it a little bit fancier if we wanted to. But I do want to sneak in a few more bow tutorials. What do you guys think of that? Give some hearts if that turned out kind of cute. We took 2 sprays of the white pine, 1 spray of the juniper, and we actually only used about, I'd say, 1/3 to a half because this is the longest piece, and that's it. And then you guys can do this, you know, so often because it's such an easy project. I think this would look cool in a windowsill.
That'd be cool in a windowsill, yeah.
With red ribbon. For my own home, I would do red ribbon. You could place this outdoors on a windowsill. I think that'd be awesome. You know what?
That's what you're going to do.
That's what we're going to do this year, you guys.
You probably will, too.
I will. I'll get around to that. That's a good idea. All right, so let's create another ribbon, another bow. What's this, Dad?
Champagne, isn't it?
Champagne and?
Rose.
Rose gold.
Rose
you guys
gold,
know me
yeah.
as loving rose gold. Last year we did our Christmas tree in rose gold, and it turned out beautiful.
Gorgeous, yeah.
And this ribbon we actually used in Nick's Exclusive Wreath Community last year, so this is a leftover roll. We did a different version of the rose gold wreath. So we have a couple different options. We can add our tails in first. We can add just our loops first. We can customize our bow to, you know, however we would like. But I just cut another length of our wire. And maybe this bow we won't need tails. Maybe we'll just... No, I want tails. I take that back. I want some tails in this. It's too beautiful not to have tails. So I'm just going to cut a length of ribbon. Doesn't matter how long. It's however long you guys want your tails to be. So if you want super long tails, what do you have to do, Dad?
Cut the ribbon super long.
Yep, exactly. So I don't really love to give measurements simply because, you know, when I first started out, measurements were the thing to do, and really make sure that you're making it exact, and it's totally customizable, you guys. You'll be under a lot less stress if I don't give you guys the exact numbers. So trust me on that. So now we just place tails in. Didn't really measure. It's just however long I felt like it. Now we'll come back in with our 2.5-inch ribbon.
That's such a classy color.
It is, isn't it? Such a beautiful... It's Victorian to me. It's so elegant. So what we're going to do on this bow is actually create just 4 loops using this ribbon. That's it. 4 loops. No more, no less. 4 loops. I'm not going to measure them out, but if you feel more comfortable, you can. But truth be told, you guys, even if you're like 1/2 inch to even 1 inch off, it's not going to matter because this is wired ribbon, so we can kind of fluff it like this. See how that kind of made it a little bit less wide? Or if it's too short, you can kind of just stretch it out like that. Very simple. There's our second loop. Now what we're going to do is cut it off. And I got a question earlier asking about how I don't have that showing. And I guess I've never had an issue with it. You see it here, but once we add our next ribbon in, it's going to virtually be invisible. Almost 700 people, you guys. We got 695 people. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. So now we're going to create 2 more loops on either side, and these loops are only going to be about 1.5 inches to 2 inches to 2.5 inches, depending on how big you want your bow to be. And we'll do another set of 2 on this side. And this ribbon, we're going to have a little button loop right in the middle.
704, 711 watching. That's awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. So 2 loops on either side. And you guys can be purchasing your Bowdabras from Amazon. You guys can get them from Michael's. You can get them from not AC Moore. AC Moore's long gone.
Yeah.
You guys can get them from Hobby Lobby as well. But now we're going to create a little button loop. So we're going to just create a little loop about maybe 1.5 inches wide. Just to finish off, and you don't see any little gap in the middle. If you don't want to add a button loop, what you can also do, Dad, is you can take an ornament and place it right in the middle.
Right in the middle, yeah.
Right in the middle, you guys. Take our wire, bring it from one side to the other, whatever side you want. Pull it through. Give it a good tug. Again, the Bowdabra wand, this is scissors, this is not the wand, but it just slips right in and compresses your ribbon. I just use my hands, you know, because the Bowdabra holds everything in place. See how nothing falls out? If it did, this is like the Dairy Queen thing. You get a blizzard, you can tip it upside down, and it's good to go. Take it out of our Bowdabra. Give it another little tug. Take our wire, bring to one side. See what I'm doing? Here's our wire. Taking it from one side to the other. Pulling really tight from behind and creating 3 knots. I'd recommend 3 or 4 knots. Okay. There's our 3rd knot. What do you think of that? Ugly?
Right now it's ugly.
That's right, Dad. It is ugly.
But once you fluff and pull,
Brings it
to life.
That's right. So I'm just going to hold my wires behind me. Take our tails, pull them forward. Now we're going to separate our 2 rose gold loops. Our 2.5 inch rose gold loops, because they're both rose gold. Pull them to either side. Give everything a good fluff. Now we're going to take our 2 smaller loops. Wow, 740, guys. We're almost at 800 viewers tonight on Bowdabra. Thank you guys for that. Pull our 2 smaller 1.5 inch loops to the side. So we have a winner. The winner is Anissa Bates Garrison. So congratulations, Anissa. Be sure to send Bowdabra a message with your color preference of red, silver, or gold. And Bowdabra will be sending you a free roll of ribbon. Congrats.
Congrats, Anissa.
Also, you guys, I'll be live for the remainder of September, every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And you guys will have the chance and opportunity to win a free roll of ribbon each time. All right, what do you think of that? So once it's attached to whatever you're attaching it to, whether it be a present or a lantern or a mailbox or a wreath or a swag or a garland or whatever, you can definitely give it a good solid fluff, and that's what really brings it to life. But I love that color scheme. What do you think, Dad?
I love it.
You do too? Awesome. How much time do we have left? We have 4 minutes. Should we squeeze in one more bow? Give this video a like right now, and we can squeeze in one more bow, and Dad will let us know what you guys think. We have one final ribbon left, other than the brown, but I think we mix it up. Isn't that a pretty ribbon?
Pretty, yeah.
We used this in a Halloween wreath earlier this year. And tonight we're going to create kind of a purple, could be Halloween bow, or it could just be if your favorite color is purple.
I love purple.
Me too. All right, so we're going to take our wire, place it. I'm going to make a bow either way, you guys. I'm going to make a bow either way. Take our wire, place it into our Bowdabra, and begin creating our bow. So we have a couple different options. We can do a funky bow with this, which is actually probably my favorite preferred method for the Bowdabra. But you can just take your ribbon, you can eyeball your loops, cut off your tail. So this is one way you can do it outside of the Bowdabra, and then use your Bowdabra as a third hand, essentially. Place it in like that. Or you guys can do what my favorite method is just take your ribbon, place it into your Bowdabra, and create your loop right inside the Bowdabra. Another tail will cut off. So funky bows are really fun. They kind of are perfect to use up scraps. So if you only have a yard of ribbon in varying colors, it's the best thing to use it for, because you're not wasting any ribbon. Even if you have a foot of ribbon, you guys, if you have a foot of 3 or 4 different ribbons, you guys can create a beautiful bow using that. So it's probably my favorite bow for using up leftovers. It is my favorite bow for using up leftovers. Because other bows, like the traditional bows we made earlier, you're not really going to want to piece different ribbons together for that. So we have 3 loops like that. Let's create a couple more.
Karen says, where can she buy one of the Bowdabras?
You can buy it from Amazon, you can buy it from Michael's, and you can buy it from Hobby Lobby.
And Bowdabra as well, I believe,
and
right?
Bowdabra as well, yep. Bowdabra has their link pinned in the comment section, you guys. So be sure to check out the link in the comment section. So now we cut it off. See how different lengths they are? Look at this. How long that tail is. See how long it is?
Yep.
See how short that one is?
Yep.
Do I care?
Nope.
That's right, Dad. That's right. So we're just going to take our wire out of our Bowdabra, compress our ribbon, bring it to one side or the other, pull it through our loop.
Because really, once you finish fluffing and pulling, Nick, you really can't tell, you know what I mean?
If anything, I like the look of it.
And I like a little irregularity.
That's the word I messed up the other day.
Did you? You too? You must get it from me.
All right, so here we have our bow. And now, since we have a couple minutes left, I'm just going to quickly dovetail this for you guys so you can get the full beauty of this bow. And I think we created a decent amount of bows for me kind of taking my time tonight. Right, we have our swag, we have our Halloween bow, we have a couple other bows as well. So you guys might not be able to make it as fast as I do, and you know what? Doesn't matter. I'm just proud of you guys for even attempting to make a bow, because I know how intimidating it can be. And, you know, even if you just attempt it and it's not turning out perfect, that's fine. I mean, really, no bow's perfect.
Hey, guys, if I could make a bow with 2 left hands, I'm sure you guys can make a bow.
That's right. That's right. Dad made his first bow and his first wreath ever the other night on my page. And it turned out great. So if Dad can make a bow after never making a bow and me forcing him to do one live, anybody can. All right. What do you think of that one?
I love that purple
Isn't
color.
that a pretty bow?
Love it.
How simple. Super simple. So let's do a quick little recap. We created this bow using the funky technique. We created a little swag using just some cheap greenery, inexpensive greenery, and 2 ribbons. This has a 1.5 inch as well as a 2.5 inch. We created a rose gold 2-layered bow, and we have 2 loops of the 2.5 inch, 2 loops of the 1.5 inch, and a button loop. We also created kind of a door handle, is that what you call them? Doorknob bow with some long tails, and I think that'd be kind of cool. Maybe I'll take a picture of it on my doorknob so you guys can see. We have this bow with a kind of curled tails, and our final bow is our traditional bow, which is always going to be one of my favorites at Christmas time. It's very hard to go wrong with a beautiful bow like this, especially with super long tails. Doesn't that look cool?
That's awesome.
So thank you guys so much for watching tonight's live on Bowdabra. I greatly appreciate it. I will see you all next Monday at 7 p.m. And special thanks to Bowdabra for having me as a guest each Monday. I greatly appreciate it, and obviously we love their tool. So I love you all, and I'll see you guys next Monday at 7 p.m. Bye, everyone.
Good night, everyone.